Fantastic.
I hope I don't hit it like crap.
Nah, you'd be great. So, I'm going to make this look like a little bit of a yard sale for now so I can see what I'm playing with.
My head covers don't match it.
It's all good. I mean, we're not at the tournament yet. It can look however you want it to look right now. So, just qualified, and my thinking is that the game's going to be in good shape. What are we looking to change? I mean, this close to a tournament, obviously you practice a lot off mats looking at this.
The last couple of days.
And that would mean the lie angle looking at that is pretty good. I can check everything, but I mean, it's pretty good. And other than the fact, if you're practicing off mats, are they moving? I'll check that. But all of that, to me, is a good sign that these irons are in a good place. They're 770s and there's no issue there. Yeah. Then I would expect to see you change into this, which I think is going to be good for where we're going to go and play. Obviously, a lot of it's old product.
Okay, you probably don't want to see that right there.
I'm not even looking at that right now, and the head cover kind of gave away. I don't need to look at that. I'm just going to give that a little minute just to say, I gave a little stroke, but I'm actually cursing it. But it got you in the US Ladies Open, so that's fine. I mean, I think if we leave today with some golf clubs that I'll order them up that you can take, so to practice, new rescues, new 3-wood, new driver, we might find something there. Everything else to me looks like a check. Let's start here, get that dialed. Maybe you loosen up.
Yep. And then I was thinking about getting something like a 4-iron.
Yeah, easy. That's just an add-on. That's no problem. Just to see where we're at. Okay, so these are X's, they're 5s.
I'm playing the US Open pretty long, so I'm going to assume that I'm going to be using a lot of long irons, hybrids.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole week.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The red numbers are X's, the blacks are 5s, so stick with the 5s, please. Here's Jim with our equipment. Jim, thank you, my friend. Mate, I mean, I come here every now and again, and then I just run the show. You know how it goes. I apologise.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Rebecca.
You guys met before?
Great day out here.
Perfect.
I'm Rebecca.
How are you, Rebecca?
This is Jim. So, Jim, does that look good? Is that how we want it? Okay.
That's it.
Dave's hot chicken.
Yeah.
Like it. Like it. I have now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Dave's hot chicken.
I saw the logo. That's pretty funny.
It's pretty cool.
It's good.
Well, when you're loose here, we'll just put some full ones on so I can see them. But it would more be driven by, like, obviously that's a Bigfoot, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a big.
And you can see the way it's going through the turf. And this turf gives way really easily. So that's what I'd expect. What's more of a concern is how deep it is. But obviously having the wide sole and all the bounce. And when I look at...
a lot of bounce, right?
Well, it's not so much it has a lot of bounce, it just has a wide sole.
Right.
15 degrees, yeah, is a lot, but it's wide. But you can see the way you're striking it and also the way the wear marks on the sole. Lie angle strike doesn't alarm me. You may be digging a little bit and all the bounce from the wide sole is helping it come out of this turf. And the fact that you're playing well and have played well and you're at this stage, all I would suggest is...
Use this one. I just got this.
So all I would suggest and what I was going to say is that if that's what you like, I would put in a high toe of that isn't the Bigfoot. That's what I would do. So you've got an option and then you leave with a high toe and you leave with a 58 in this. So you've got options. But again, you've done me a big favour by hitting balls on mats because it's perfect, perfect. Good markings, good markings. Everything is pointing to being set up quite well. And like I've explained, big tournament 2 weeks out, it's more of a check than a change, you know what I mean?
I think I'm okay with those two. I think it's just this one.
So let's get you a 60 or a 58 made up in one of these if you like. Then you've got the complete diverse option. And then it's up to you if you want a high toe as well, and I'll get you the high toe made up as well. And I would match the spec looking at this when I do it. It's going to be more of a spec check and match. Yeah. You try it over the next week, and then when you see me at the tournament, you give me the feedback. Because we can hit shots here, but when I'm building it on the same spec out of this turf, I think I'm going to see pretty good results. Now we can do it, but I think I'm going to see good results. Yeah. But if you go away for a week, I mean, we've got the beauty here that I'm going to see you at the tournament and then I can adjust at the tournament. Yeah. Little things on wedges, that's the way to go. Yeah. And then we'll be doing it on the actual turf that we're playing on as well, you know? So hit me some of these pitching wedges, and then you see that left flag on the hill. It's a nightmare flag to get close to.
The one on the way left?
Yeah, go at that.
How far is that?
I don't have a laser.
You want me to get there, like reach it, or?
Well, just aim at it and we'll see how far they go. I want to get some numbers on it and just show you some spin rates and talk about that so you understand why I'm happy with it. Yeah, I mean, that stick right there. So, if I look at this out the gate, that was a little hold off, a little knockdown.
A little bit, yeah.
You'd want to see about 10,000 spin for a male player with maybe a bit more speed. So anything 9.5 I was going to be happy with. Then you knocked it down, 9.26. That's good. And then looking at, again, turf, how did it go through? I mean, there's nothing jumping out at me that is a negative. Do you know what I mean? And you can move around as you loosen up if you don't want to go to that flag anymore, but it's just to sort of say, look, I can already tell the way you're delivering the club that the numbers and the way you're talking about clubs are going to be good. And I mean, no one gets close to that flag and you've hit 2 right on it that have spun down. So good shots, 9.5 on the spin. So it's pretty good. So this explains why you're in the ball, because you know, spin is what you need. So this is just a hair low, but it's acceptable with the launch. And these are good, everything stops quick enough on the greens for you?
We've been playing slow greens, so yeah.
Okay, start with that one. That's the 19. I think for your speed though, I'm not gonna come off of that weight. Like in this test bag, I've only got an 8, but I'm gonna get you in a 6 like that one you've got. And I'll measure the tipping down at the Kingdom. This is gonna be down at the tour department. As long as you like the look of it, for me, again, I'm a little bit shackled as to how much I can change. And I've got the Sim 2 here, which is a slightly smaller profile. Let me just look at the length on these. It's gonna feel heavier dead weight, but swing weight will be the same, which is the balance. That's a smaller profile, but that is our rescue offering. Let's see how this goes through the turf and see if you get similar spin rates to what you're seeing. It's good there. So you'll see, obviously hybrids, depending on where you use them. But if the lies get a little bit more, you know, sat on the rough like that, having something with a slightly smaller profile that you've got is going to be a benefit in this scenario. Are you okay with the look of that?
Yeah.
Weight-wise, again, I would stick where we're at, just to keep the same feel, get you a bit more spin.
A little bit heavier, right?
It is, but that's the dead weight you're feeling. And see how it comes out a little bit flat? That's the golf shaft doing that for us. But what I'm trying to get a feel for from you is turf interaction and how does it feel out the turf.
This turf's perfect though.
It is, so then let's take the opportunity to let's go forward. I mean, let's play a downhill lie off of the, well, let's go all the way forward. Take it all the way forward. Go at that right flag. See you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Go at the right flag over there.
The far one?
Yeah. It's good. This is where you're going to see the difference, for sure. And these aren't easy lies, you know, downhill lie. How good's that? Come over here, we got a flatter lie. That's really good, right? I mean, you've got a 19, so let's not be too cruel, but let's go. That's sitting down a little bit more. Same flag. And that's where I like it. Well, look at that. Look at that there, though. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? No dig. See it? Would you ever use them out the trap?
Yeah.
Let's go check it out. It's good, right? And again, the only reason, cheers mate, the only reason I would look to go the same shaft and not move you is just because we're so close to a big tournament. And if you look at it, it's a little low on the spin. It
is, it's low.
Which would be, let's get you in the shaft that will give you a bit more kick.
Get it more high.
Correct. But also this is the 19, I mean, I want to see that ball flight. With the 22 head, I want to see it higher. But with the 19, I want to see what you've got going on here. And we can always turn it to higher if we want. But I was looking at the yardage numbers and they were similar to where you're at on your gamer, but you only hit 2 with your gamer. But my thing with fitting, Rebecca, I want to get you into the clubs that I want you to leave with quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this to be a practice. Have your practice session, but have it after we've hit the clubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that so far? I mean, has that got a chance?
Got a chance, yeah.
Okay, head-wise, that's where we're going to be. And the reason you have this option too, smaller profile, but when I look at this, it's quite flat. So to get as flat as that, I have to go into the max.
What part's flat? What do you mean flat?
Lie angle of this M6, yeah, it's flat. I mean, I could play that, and I'm not the biggest, as you can tell, but I would play that basically based on lie. I mean, that might even be a little bit flat for me. Shaft wise, again, I get it, and I'll measure all the tipping like I've said, but I would look probably to go there. But my question to you would be, is that head, having been a long-term M6 user, is that head too large for you?
No.
Okay, because if it is, you then have this option, which has been a brilliant club for us on the tour, but it's smaller head and I'm limited as to how flat I can go.
Okay.
So, I mean, have a few hits of these. I'd say use a T-peg because it's too strong for you. So start off a T-peg, but it's more just a feel for it. I've got you over that flag still.
The left one?
Yep. Pretty good. I was just going to say the spin that I look for off a tee, about 3.5, and that was 3,503. So perfect. Drop in spin, but could be because of flex. Try one off the turf, yeah, straight off the floor. I take it you'd use your 3-wood off the floor quite a lot. So turf interaction is going to be a big thing on this, but I don't think it's not a hard move from an M6 to this. I mean, it's considering I'm giving you a club that is just straight out the demo. Yes, it's the LPGA demo bag, but based on the fact that I hadn't seen any clubs before, these are excellent first hit results. You know what I mean? It's only going to get better from here when I give you your spec. And
Does this look like it's flat?
lie angle does not, because it's a fixed, it's an adjustable head, so it's not off the charts flat. So I'm going to look now on horizontal swing plane, but the main thing I'm looking for, which is a number on TrackMan, the main thing I'm looking for and listening for is strike. Is the strike off? And if I look at it, and you look at T marks on this.
Heely. My misses are heels.
Okay, yeah, you can see high heel. Which could indicate, yeah, maybe we're a little long.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Why did you end up in the longer driver shaft? Just chasing length?
Yeah, I need length. And I tried the pink shaft.
Yeah.
The Korean one.
Yeah.
And pretty much just took that that spec of that shaft into this, into an Acra?
It wouldn't hurt if you had a bit more spin.
More spin.
A hair more. And a touch more launch. But your numbers are pretty good. Okay, I think I can help you out here. This is where I can cause most damage for you. Right. I'm going this route out the gate. Let me have a look what golf shafts I've got here. That's what I want. I'm going this. So if I look at those golf shots now, boom, I've got driver. You've hit me 3 shots, which is enough for me to gauge off of here. It's quite low. I'd like to see it higher. Land angle's quite flat. Fine if you're hitting fairways. Spin rate is a hair low for the speed you're giving me. And again, I'm just giving you generalizations. Club delivery numbers are excellent, are truly excellent. You can tell what we're dealing with here. Lengthwise, yeah, you're clearly playing an inch over standard, assuming that this is standard. Okay, I didn't see the ball flight, but I saw it bounce.
It went high.
Good. Well, I like that. Carry was the same on that one. Total was in the region, if not a little down. I'll start seeing the ball flight now. Spin 2.9. Okay, so he spins up where I want it, which is good. Okay. And the distance was good on that one, but it was a pull, and the height was higher. Okay, good. Okay, what's your thinking on this tee height? I just teed the last ball up higher. Okay, good. Spin and launch, okay, we need a bit of spin. So that one was same as your gamer. Have a go with this. Is that in standard? Where's that at? One higher, don't hate it. Okay, go with that. You've gone head design, loft, setting, and shaft. Gone down into the weight where I think you need to be. I think this is a good length for you because you sound like you're hitting it near the middle. Okay. Yeah, take a break, just chill a sec. Give me some thoughts on what you're seeing.
I like the ball flight with this one better.
Yeah, I think so. So we're in now 9-degree head. If I was to let you leave with a 10, it's just going up. Because of the spin, we're not getting what I was trying to get. I was hoping I could see a big jump in yardage, but everything is carrying about the same. So in order to get the spin up, I've gone down to a 50 gram. So try and get you a little bit lighter. I was looking at this. I think I can understand why the guys or whoever's fit you for this has gone longer, but if you're losing the strike and you're not...
actually hitting it better than the shorter one. That's why they
Okay.
made it longer. Because my old one was probably this one.
But there's a big difference between hitting it, and I can tell that you've been in this environment quite a bit because you're like rapid fire. That's why I want you to like slow. Because once you start finding the feel, and once you start finding the length and the swing weight, it becomes, for players like you, it just becomes automatic, you know what I mean? And that's not how we play. Obviously, we move around and we go to different tee blocks and we hit different shots, which is, again, why I love this scenario in the sense that we can do this, you've got a week and then I'll see you again. And looking at it, I think the modern day version of this is going to be the Ventus, which is where I'm probably going to put you. But I think if you can get it light and we go back to a length that is playable, because you would have tested this in an environment of hitting balls, great. But then when you've come away, like I already look at it, and the strike when you're under the pump is not where it needs to be. And for you, with your speed, consistency is going to be key. And that comes to consistency of strike. The impact location on the face is going to impact how your ball goes way more than anything we do here. Because of what you're delivering being so consistent, a lot of this stuff's going to be the same. Unless you turn around and say to me, I hate the feel, or you use words that are, it doesn't look right, you know, you're not going to turn around and say you hate it, but if you were to say something that was, I could pick up on that was a big negative, but all you're saying so far that I'm reading is like, okay, it's got to be 9 degree, and I get it, because we're stalling out on the 10. But the truth is, even with the 10, the numbers weren't way different. And I think as a player, you'd figure it out, especially in test mode. So I'm thinking now, Ventus spec goes more like what you've got in your hand rather than this length, so you have an option to go away with. You test, we look next in 2 weeks' time. If the strike is good and has been good in testing, that's our answer.
Yeah.
If it's not, then, and you feel this is longer, which already on the monitor it's not showing it is, we just make you a longer golf shaft on site at the tournament. It's the beauty of being on tour versus doing just a one fit and done, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just want something that has a consistent ball flight.
That's going to be on strike, and that's going to be back to standard length. It's going to be what you've got in your hand now for length. Okay, let's switch again. I don't like that one drifting. I don't want to see that. Okay, a little bit less loft, try and get a bit more speed. Okay, good. Different shape, that's what I wanted to see. Well, that's a good start point. So that was your longest hit so far. Now obviously the draw took the spin off and meant that it ran a long way. Yeah, I do. I just want to start seeing it go the other way. Okay, we can work with this. Keep going.
Like a total opposite.
Yeah, which is good. First one was really good because you got a lot of carry out of it. Okay, let's recreate a good shot. So pick your target, treat it like it's a golf course. Good. Right, let's see that one all the way down. Good numbers there, I think. Big first bounce up onto that green. Okay, 215, 240, 2500, 16 launch, not bad. And if I compare that to if I compare it to your gamer, we're now again back into, so here's your gamer down here. So you had 216, 210, 218, you've just had a 215. The first drive you hit with that one, it went 245. You've had a 245, a 242, a 237. With your gamer, you had a 239, 241, 241 total. So this is very similar to your gamer, but this is at the length that I would like you to be at. Yeah, it is higher than your other one, which is giving you a land angle that's steeper, because I felt the land angle was a little bit low. Because I'm thinking it's going to be a longer golf course, premium on hitting fairways. Yeah. So I want to try and maximize your run. There's a good ball flight. Let me move you, move that setting one towards lower, just to give you the same visual as the gamer.
So the gamer is still showing that it's a little bit...
Its peak height is lower.
It's a little longer though, right? Overall, because the shaft is longer. So it does make a difference?
It has a hair more speed, yeah. But you've also got it on less loft, which will give it speed. That's why I want to see this setting. But it's not much. But we've got our totals within a yard of each other. So you can go to the same length, but on this session you're just losing a yard, which comes back then to golf course testing, you know? And that's the one I don't like when I open the face, because that then, take loft off, because that then opens the face, and I'm not seeing any significant yardage gains.
That's the miss I don't like.
And that's what but if I crank loft off face goes open, and that brings that in.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's slightly into off the left wind here, so.
Like, that shot scares me, and then that's when I compensate.
And hit the pull.
Because I hate looking at that high, fading right.
Yeah, and to me, these are all leaks. Now, I'm going to do this for test purposes to scratch the itch, but the only way around it is if we put you into the upright side. And the only reason I would do this is because you're not going to hit this off the floor, right? You're going to always play this off of a tee, correct? Exactly. So let's try this to change the face plane a little bit. I don't love it, but you might love it. I don't have a peg. This feels really long to me now, having looked at the demo one and then this.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that's too long. Okay, so you can see how the toe is looking at you a bit more.
That felt really weird.
Felt really.
Weird.
So, yeah, hit a few more before I say too much. I don't want to give you any preconceived ideas. Good there. See, that was interesting. That shot past the green up there.
Feels like less spin.
That one was hit out the top of the blade. That's why you got less spin on it. It went your yardage though. You see how that scooted past the green as well?
Yeah, when it lands, it rolls.
Yes. That's your longest one you've hit so far. Now we've got this one click towards lower but upright position so that I don't see the right, which we haven't seen yet. Previous setting that would have drifted, that's held. See how far that carried as well?
Yeah.
This is actually pretty good.
That was by doing what to the toe? Upright?
So there's something called, they call it face plane tilt, all right? And it's basically, the reason I've talked to you so much about lie angle on your fairway woods is because, like your irons, I want you to go through the turf consistently. Now, we're seeing a shot today that is going out to the right. So to get rid of that, when you come off a T-peg like this, I've made this toe go closer to your nose. So when you set up to this, the club is now more upright, which means the natural start line of this golf club has more likely gone to the street light rather than the flag. So even when you set up perpendicular to the flag, the blade naturally now is pulling more left. But when you deliver your attack angles that are very consistent and good, this club isn't going to lose it to the right because of the way in which we've got it, and it's leveraging this side, which is unmarked, but this is the upright side. Now when you hit a good one, you knuckle it, it doesn't have any spin, and it goes a long way. I ideally, if the course was wet, would want to see you in standard, which would give you a bit more spin, therefore a bit more carry. But that is a minor change that we can do when I see the golf course. Do you know what I mean?
But like, when I was setting up to my old driver, I always felt like it was very like this.
Because shaft is longer, therefore dynamic lie has a different feel. Because there's a static lie angle of this golf club, and then there's a dynamic one. And obviously with the dynamic one, which is going to be at impact, but when we set up to it, based on the fact that you've got a different golf shaft length here, you're now going to set up differently to this. Because to me, I would put my hands low on this one, and it does look like it peels away a bit more, but you've got two completely different driver heads as well. Different color graphics, different paint lines. Everything about that gives you as the player a different perception, basically. That's why it's important that you give me your feedback on how something looks. Now, this will eliminate the right, but will it bring the left in? And so far it hasn't. And that ball flight in this breeze, because we're into a little bit of a breeze, I mean, that's good, it's bounding up there, but that spin rate at 2200, that's gonna give you the roll.
Yeah, which I like.
But we're getting very caught in the moment of this driving range, this golf shot, this breeze. We're almost at a point where we could build you that golf club and I could be like, I need you to go away, and then we need to almost walk 5-6 holes, see some different tee shots. It's at that point. And then that is probably as bad as you're gonna see with that lie angle. It's going to fight against that. That's the whole point of it. And you could see that delivery, 2600 spin, so it carried a bit further.
It wasn't as bad as my other message.
No. That for me, great on this range. Not sure I love it in tournament play because it's knuckly, which is why it then bounds up onto the hill next to the green. But it's still over 2000 spin. It's just in an ideal world, I'd like to see a hair more. So then let me show you if we weren't on this range with this wind, which I think you're reacting a little bit as a player, but I would, and this is where we might go when we get to the tournament site, I'd move you more here, which is standard, loses the face angle that's pointing to the right, because when you change loft, you change face angle, you get all that.
Yeah.
So now we've just got upright, a little bit more loft. You should be able to turn on to that as a player. Same club delivery numbers that have been excellent. Okay, let's treat this as if it's a golf shot. So we've got our green down there. The green is obviously the fairway. They're the parameters of it, left and right. It's a tight fairway. Imagine right, you've got bunker, which means you're gonna have to play out sideways.
So I'm aiming at the far flag.
Far flag. Okay. You're aiming a hair right.
Okay.
Okay. Great drive. And that's the best one I've seen. And then it's up on the green, good shot. 2-2. I mean, that's where I think we go, Rebecca. I think we go that setup, we build the other woods off of it. I'll get them ordered up now and see if we can either hit some later on here, or at least you've got them to go away with. I don't know what the rest of your day is planned for.
Never heard of this.
It's pretty new.
Oh.
Yeah.
Popular?
Yeah. Money there. It's good. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna get these ordered up.
Do you like this?
I do. I do. You like it?